box A had 40 more stamps than box B. After 100 stamps were removed from box A, box B had 4 times as many stamps as box A. Find the number of stamps box A had at first. So first thing, you must draw model, okay? So it says A 40 more than B, right? So when you draw, make sure you list out A, B, and then A will be longer than B with a 40 more difference of 40, okay? So it says 100 stamps removed from A. So this is A. I'm going to remove 100 stamps. So 100 is quite a lot. So I'm going to remove like this. Okay, a bigger portion lah. Okay, 100 stamps removed, so I shade away. B will have 4 times. Nothing happens to B. But B's amount here will be 4 times. So I'm going to take 4 units to represent. And A will be left with this, right? So this is 1 unit. Okay, so when you look at this model here, right, you can actually see that there is a difference in the number of units at this part here, because 4 units is up to here, 1 unit is here. So the difference in units is this portion. So this will be a difference of 3 units, because 4 minus 1, 3 units. So you know that this is 3 units, but we need to find what is the value for 3 units. So if you look carefully, 3 units is here. Is actually part of 100. So you have to take away the 40 here. So 100 minus 40, 3 units would be 60. So you look for 1 unit. Always look for 1 unit, 60 divided by 3, which is 20. Okay? So after this, right, you ask yourself, 20, right? Who is 1 unit in your model? 20 is actually for box A. So I put here 20. Okay, so question is asking me find the number of stamps in box A at first. So if you look at box A, at first means, right, this whole rectangle that you drew for box A initially. So how to find? Bring back that 100 stamps that were removed from A. So 20 plus 100. Your answer is 120 stamps. Understand?
I did another method, but I got the correct answer.
What do you do?
I 100 minus 40, 60. 60 divided by 320. Then I 20 times 4, 80. Then I 80 plus 40, 120.
Can also. Okay, Cherry, what do you want to ask? You put on.
I need to do corrections.
You need to do question for which one?
Number 3.
Which may I know which part do you get incorrect?
The box A at first, that part.
Oh, so you didn't plus the 100, is it, or what?
I didn't write the 100 plus 20.
Oh, okay, can. Now do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you write it down. Okay. Okay. Anyone has any questions other than anyone else? Ken also Sage. I saw that. Ken, no problem. Okay.
Can move on.
Okay, wait. Cherry is doing corrections. So, any more questions, children? No? I will move on.
No.
Okay, Cherry, are you done?
No question.
Okay. Cherry done, So, you put on your hand means I can move on already, Okay, moving on to question number 4. Okay, John had 72 more pencils than Peter. So, you draw. John, longer than Peter, 72. This one very straightforward, Okay. So, it says John bought 16 more. So the person who is going to buy more is John. So when he buys more, you dot out. That's 16. Because this was later added on. Later on in the question. So you don't draw like a box. You dot out. Okay? So 16 more. Okay? So in the end, right, John has twice. So now the model for John is extended until the end of 16 here. So this will be twice of Peter. So John's amount will be 2 units. Peter, nothing happened to him, but this one will be 1 unit. Okay? So I want to know how many pencils did John have at first. Very simple. If you look at this, right, you know that there's actually a difference in this portion here, which is a 1 unit difference. 2 unit minus 1 unit, 1 unit. So how do I find the value of 1 unit? You just take 72 plus 16, because 1 unit is this part, right? So you cannot tell me it's minus, although, yeah, you have to see properly, you have to observe your model carefully. How do I find the value of 1 unit? 1 unit is from here to here. So that means I must plus these two values lah. So 72 plus 16, which is 88. Okay, so you look for 1 unit. Is there. No need to look anymore. So 1 unit is Peter, because 1 unit is there, no need to look for. Some of you, I realize that their work when they come back.
By 2.
Wait. Some of you when they do their work, they have 1 unit like this written down here. Then below, right, they will still go and find 1 unit equals to 88 divided by 1. There's no need to do that anymore, because you already have the value of 88 as 1 unit. No need to redo that 1 unit anymore. So once you have 88, right, you look at 1 unit, 88 is for Peter. So I fill it up here. Okay, so question is asking me for John at first. So if you look at the model that you drew for John, it's actually here. So you cannot tell me that John at first is 2 units. John at first doesn't have that 16. If you find 2 units, right, make sure you subtract 16 after that. So for me, I'm going to find John, right? If you look at the model, you know that John had 72 more pencils than Peter. So I just take 88 plus 72. Your answer is 160 pencils. Understand, children? Okay, question 5. External transfer given units. Okay, there were 4 times as many men as women. Then it says, after 49 men left the party, twice as many women as men remaining. How many people were there at the party at first? 4 times. So you draw men 4 units, women 1. Do not draw your model too narrow, too small. Draw a reasonable size, okay? So, and don't draw too big. So 4 times as many men as women, sorry. Then now it says, after 49 men left the party, okay, there will be twice as many women as men. So the women will become 2 units of men after 49 men left. So what we're going to do is, right, we're going to make the women 2 units first. But then you know that none of the women left, none of the women joined. So this model for women must become 2 units. And the only way to do that is to cut it into 2. So remember, children, always remember, if you cut 1 unit into 2, the rest also must cut. Always must do that, okay? So you know that women will be twice as many as men. So women 2 units, right? Men will be just 1 unit. So that means the remaining back part of the men will be the 49 men who left. Understand? So you can see now how many units did I shape for 49. It's actually 7 units. So you look for 1 unit, 49 divided by 7 is 7. Question asking me how many people were at the party at first. People means everybody. So that means that the total. So I'm going to count how many units do I have now. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4. How many units altogether? So not now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means there will be 10 units in total. So it will be 10 times 7. Your answer is 70 people. Anyone got any questions for that? Because I know some of you will just write 3 units. But then they say at first means bring back the 49 men who left. You can find 3 units first, but remember to add the 49 back. Okay, that's another way of doing. But if you want to find in units, that means you just add the units together. It's 10 units all together. So 10 times 7, you also will get 70. Understand, all of you? Okay?
Understand, can move on.
Okay. So I'll move on now. Question number 6. Yenny had 2 stacks of books. there were 3 times as many books in the first stack as the second stack. Yenny added 2 more books to the first stack and 16 more books to the second stack. The number of books in the 2 stacks become equal. How many books were there first? So you draw 3 times as many in the first stack than second. So I write first stack, second stack. First stack got 3 times, so I draw 3 units. Second one will be 1 unit. So she's going to add books, 2 more to the first stack. So when you add more, right, you dot out, dotted line. But then second stack also add 16 more. But then when, take note of this, even when you add 16 more books to the second stack, the number of books in the 2 stacks will become equal. So that means the 16, I will have to dot all the way till where the ending of 2 is, because after Yenny added these books in, the 2 stacks will become equal. Okay, so how many books were there at first? Okay, so when you look at this, right, there's a 16, there's a 2. So you actually know that you can actually find the value of 2 units here, because this is 16. If you take away 2, it will be 14, and 14 will represent these 2 units. Okay, 2 units would be 16 minus 2, 14. Look for 1 unit, 14 divided by 2, 7. Question is asking me how many books are there at first. So second stack has 7 at first. Okay, because second stack got 1 unit at first only. Okay, so how many were at first means there were 4 units. 3 units at first for first stack, 1 unit for second stack. So 4 units, 7 times 4, or 4 times 7. Your answer is 28 books. Okay? Question 7. External transfer unchanged difference. We did this recently only, just like really recently, okay? So A and B, 68 and 13 kg of rice respectively, yeah? So A, 68, B, 13. So this will be B4. Then after that, something happened. Yenny scooped out equal amount of rice from both bags, from each bag. So when you scoop out, make sure you minus. They didn't tell you the amount. So please don't write a number. You just put a question mark. Because this is unknown. The change is unknown. Okay, so you cannot write anything. So this is change. So after this, what happens? A 6 times as much as B. So A will be 6 units. B is 1 unit. This is after. Already, when you look at your concept, you know this is unchanged difference. So which means that the difference before is unchanged. When you do the difference after. So the difference before is the same as the difference after. Okay, so the difference before, you can actually see that very clearly. You just take this minus this. But then this will be represented by how many units? You look at this part here. This is represented in units. So which means that over here, there's a difference of 5 units, because 6 units minus 1, 5 units. So 5 units, how do I find the difference? How did I find the value? 68 minus 13. That is 55. Look for 1 unit. Always look for 1 unit, okay? So 55 divided by 5, 11 kg. 11 kg is 1 unit. So when you look at your model, ask yourself, where can I write my 1 unit value? It's actually at bag B after. Bag B has 1 unit here. So we write down 1 unit as 11 kg. So when you fill up that 1 unit, right, you can actually see clearer how do I find out how much rice was scooped out. So you can see, if you want to find change, you need the before and after. So you look at bag B. Bag B was 13 kg before. After Yenny scooped out this amount, bag B left with 11 kg. So in order to find the change, you need to subtract. So 13 minus 11, your answer is 2 kg. Understand, children? Good? Very good. Anyone didn't get this? Don't understand this? No, So, sorry, come again? Can move on, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so, okay, all right, very good. Moving on to question number 8 now. Nikki, okay? Oh, Nikki I saw the question already. Okay, question 8. John is 5 years old. His older brother is 14 years old now. In how many years' time will his older brother be twice as old as John? So you write down their age first. John, 5. Older brother, 14. Now means before lah. Now. Okay? Before anything that happened. So how many years' time? So in how many years? So you know, I already say everyone grows older. So that means everyone will age by, I don't know, for this one, I don't know how many years will pass. This will be the change in the number of years. Okay. In how many years' time will his older brother be twice as old as John? So the brother, you need to draw 2 units to represent and 1 unit for John. This will be after. So before change after, we call it BCA. So how do we find it? Again, this is about age. So age, right? Remember, age difference never changes. The age difference between 2 people never changes. It remains the same. It's like, you know what I say, right? If your brother is like 5 years older than you, he will forever be 5 years older than you. Okay? You cannot be like 10 years younger tomorrow, right? So unchanged difference. So before you can see that John and the brother got the difference in age here, right? You just minus. So over here, you will know that this is a difference of 1 unit. So how do I find 1 unit? You just take 14 minus 5, 9. Okay, 1 unit is 9. So once you find 1 unit, always remember 1 unit. Where can I write 1 unit? So if you look properly, right, it's actually John's age here. John is just 1 unit after what? So 9 is John's age. So very simple now. If you want to find the change, remember you have to have the before and after. So before that, John was 5. Now John is 5. In how many years' time, John will become 9? So in order to find change, you have to take 9 minus 5. Your answer is 4 years' time. So if John grows older by 4 years, so will the brother. And after that, the brother will be twice as old as John. Understand, children? Anyone needs to do corrections for this? No? Nobody get wrong? Good lah. Means you all know lah. Okay, can I move on to question number 9? So once I see a lot of ticks, I will just proceed. Okay. Question number 9. Internal transfer unchanged total. Peter had $100, Yenny had $60. So you just write down. Peter 100, Yenny 60 before. Okay. After Peter gave some money to Yenny, so Peter is going to give a certain amount of money to Yenny. So if Peter gives, Peter must minus. Yenny is receiving. Yenny must plus. That will be the change. And after that, what happens? Yenny had $20 more than Peter. So Yenny, $20 more than Peter. So this one, you cannot draw units. $20 more means Yenny must draw the longer model. Peter, shorter model. This is comparison model. Difference of $20. That is after. Okay. So again, you look at this. Internal transfer. They didn't give away any money to other people. Right? They just, share their money again among each other. So which means that the total remains unchanged because they didn't lose any money, right? They never lose any money. Anything total is still, the money is still intact there. So that means, how do I find the total? You just take 100 plus 60, which is 160. So the amount they have before anything that happened is also the amount they have after they share the money among one another. So 160 is here. So after this, when you look at this, you can see this comparison. So which means you need to do the comparison model. You need to make it 2 units first because you need to take away the $20 difference. So 2 units will be 160 minus 20, which is 140. Look for 1 unit. 140 divided by 2, $70. So if you look at your model, who is 1 unit and who is 70? is actually Peter. So you write $70 down here. So question asks me, how much did Peter give to Yanni? So Peter give to Yanni how much? So you look at the row of Peter. You see Peter is all on top. So Peter before that got $100, right? After giving some money to Yanni, Peter got $70 left. How to find this? You just take 100 minus 70. Your answer is $30. Understand? Okay? Any questions?
No questions, but I got it wrong.
Oh dear. Okay, can you do corrections? All right, I'm going on to question number 10. John and Yanni had 28 stamps altogether. If Yanni gave 4 stamps to John, Yanni would have 8 more stamps than John. How many stamps did John have? So you draw. John and Yanni, 28 stamps. So they gave you the total already. I just write down John plus Yanni, 28. That's before. Or you can write total arrow 28 also. Okay? So if Yanni gave 4 to John, so I'm going to do something here. Yanni gave 4. So Yanni will minus John plus 4. Why do I write Yanni below? Because I mentioned Yanni at the later part. So I just write Yanni below, John on top. John and Yanni, understand? So this is the change. And after that, what happens? If Yanni gave 4 to John. So if that happens, Yanni would have 8 more than John. So Yanni will be longer than John's model with a difference of 8. This is after. So again, unchanged total. They just, share their stamps among one another again, which means that the total remains unchanged. None of the stamps were lost or used. So that means the total is 28 before, which means that the total here after is also 28. So you already have the total, you don't need to work that out anymore. So you just do the comparison. Find 2 units. Because this is comparison, take away the difference, make the units equal. So 28 minus 8, 20. Look for 1 unit. 20 divided by 2, 10. So who is 1 unit? Is actually John after. So this is 10. So question is asking me, how many stamps did John have? But then a lot of people will tell me, teacher, my answer is 10. But if you read your question carefully, do you see the word if? It means assuming that Yanni gave 4. This will be the outcome. John will have 10. So if she doesn't, that means you need to work backwards. So you must take 10 minus 4. Your answer is 6 stamps. Understand? Question number 11. John had thrice as much money as Peter. So John 3 units, Peter 1 unit. After John gave $9 to Peter, they had equal amount. So if you look at the model here, you only can share the difference to make the 2 groups equal. So if you look at the difference here, the difference is 3 units and minus 1 unit, 2 units. So you ask yourself, 2 units, can I share equally or not? Can. You just take 1 unit, just transfer to Peter. And that 1 unit is how much John gave, which is $9. So you already found it. 1 unit is $9. So I want to know how much did John have at first? At first means before he gave money to Peter. So John at first has a total of 3 units. Yes. 3 times 9, 9 times 3 also can. Answer is $27. This is very straightforward. Okay? Very good. Any questions for this? No? Hello, Noah?
No questions. Can move on.
Okay, the rest leh? Okay, All right. Question 12. A has 4 times as many fruits as B. So A, 4 units, B, 1 unit. 12 fruits were transferred from A to B. And as a result, the 2 crates equal. So if you look at the difference here, the difference is 3 units difference. You see, straight away you can see. Or if you don't know, you just write this down. 4U minus 1U, 3U. So 3 units is actually the difference. You need to share 3 units. But then you know that 3 is an odd number. So what we are going to do is we cut each unit into 2 because 3 is the odd number. So we cut into 2. Now the difference is 6 units. So 6 units, you can divide it into 2 equally. Divide by 2 equally. So 3 units will be moved to B, which is why these 3 units will be the 12 fruits that is transferred out from A. So you know that 3 units is 12. So look for 1 unit, 12 divided by 3, 4. Question is asking me to find A at first. How many units does A have at first? 8 units. So 8 times 4. Your answer is 32 fruits. Understand? Any questions? This is pretty easy and straightforward. So when you draw your model out, right, you'll be able to see clearly. All right? Okay, I am moving on to the next question. Can I? No question?
Yes.
I'm going to move already. Move on already. Okay.